All right, so here we go. We are advancing through Sunday's competition here in Galveston Island, Texas, for the first event of the 2011 Paintball Sports Promotion season. I'm Matty Marshall. I'm up here with captain, owner, amazing human being, Alex Frazier from Team Dynasty. Alex, how you doing, bud?
I'm doing great. It's great to be up here with you, starting off the year here in Galveston. Looks like the paintball gods are happy, giving us some good weather. And, great day to play paintball.
Yeah, big matchup coming up. Tampa Bay Damage taking on Omaha Vicious. And both these teams played well yesterday. Tampa Bay Damage went 2-0, and Vicious went 2-1. Damage, a really good point spread, +6 on the point differential, and +1 for Vicious. And honestly, the story of the tournament so far, Alex, is how phenomenal your team's playing.
Well, we definitely did what we had to do to get into the next round. We did have a good point differential, but what a lot of the guys are thinking about is that loss to the Russian Legions, and see what we need to do to repair that.
All right, let's see on the breakout here on your screen. You're watching Vicious breakout on Snake's side. As they get to that stand-up, he checks himself, walks off.
Oh, penalty.
And, immediate penalty for Vicious. So immediate major penalty for Vicious to start this match off. They have 3 bodies left alive. Looking at 4 bodies left alive. Nope. Yeah, 4 bodies left alive for Tampa Bay. Up 5, actually, as Tampa Bay all the way past the 50-yard line of the Snake. Not a good start for Vicious. And here pressing the advantage, Tampa Bay Damage all over the field right now. Oh! And player from Tampa Bay getting taken out. It's Brown getting taken out here in the Snake. Just came right up into a ball. 3 players left for Vicious. They do have a pretty good crossfield spread, and it definitely doesn't help that Tampa Bay Damage's front player just kind of came right up and immediately got taken out. And Alex, we talk about that a lot. When you're a Snake player, you really want to kind of bide your time sometimes.
Absolutely, yeah. You want to definitely be a little bit cautious. If that guy was still in the Snake here, it would be a different story. But Vicious now looks like they're going to be able to run down a good amount of this penalty. It's now 3-on-4 with Tampa has the advantage. However, Vicious is in good spots and they know they have a penalty. So, I look up to see them run this whole thing down right now.
Here goes Brian Smith getting into Snake 2. Crossfield shot. Oh, almost got the crossfield shot on the 30-yard line, Dorito. Didn't quite make it in there. So Smith is still in the notch 2 of the Snake, and he's gonna move up to the 50-yard line, go right past it into Snake right 4.
There. Smith shot the tape out. Look for him to close it out right here.
Oh, misses him, but destroys the ref.
Yep.
Yeah, Parker getting shot out of the back corner over here, Parker Rosenthal for Vicious. So just 2 Vicious players left alive, and they aren't in really good spots to fight back. Yeah, 10 seconds on the penalty, though. Brian Smith is just in perfect position to shoot. He's going to have to come out wide, try to get into that.
Fireworks in the back center right now. Oh, here it comes.
Not able to get out alive, so just 1 player left alive for Vicious as Brian Smith has the Snake side of the field to himself.
That'll do it.
So the first point as Chad Bousser grabs that flag.
But not a bad situation, though, for Vicious having the penalty and getting rid of it right in the first point.
Yeah. I mean, they killed the whole penalty, came out, and they do lose the first point, but there's, just the start of the game. So if you're going to get a major, might as well get it right away and burn through it.
Absolutely.
While the game's going on. And
Tampa definitely has a new look this year. They added some height with Tyler Harmon and Dave Baines. So
added some height. Yeah, they definitely did. The average height on their team went up considerably. And, it's funny that Tyler Harmon ended up being over 6 foot tall, because I remember when he was like 14 and was tiny.
Yeah, it's weird how that happens. Never happened to me, though.
It's all right, bud. You got gumption. That's all you need. So talk to me about these 2 teams. Give me the scouting report on Vicious.
Well, a lot of young kids that haven't really, shown their moves yet on the pro level on Vicious. We practiced them a couple points the other day, but definitely have a solid line of guys. They wear those red beanies, so it's really easy to see them running around out there. I'm not too sure about that move, but definitely an up-and-coming team, and I'm a big fan of guys like that stick together, and they really don't have any superstar guys, but they have a good core guys, and they want to get better together, and that will happen. It just takes more time. But with that type of core of your team, you'll have longevity.
That's very true. They really have had that Midwestern work ethic. It just, they don't really have a lot of other pro teams to practice, so they've really had to kind of grow their talent from within and really beat the crap out of each other in order to be able to do that, which they're good at. What do you think about Tampa Bay Damage?
Tampa's definitely strong. I think they're one of the easy top 4 teams right now. A really good core guys, been playing together for a while, and now they're plugging in, new talent that has already been proven that they can adjust their team, and that's something we've been doing for a couple of years. Sometimes a guy fits, sometimes he doesn't. And with guys like Dave and Tyler, you pretty much know what you're getting when you get that player, but it's just all about if he's going to mix with your team or not. Here we go.
Are you looking at Vicious right now on your screen? And on the breakout, Brian Bortle trying to make moves and get out and he's not able to do it.
Again, Vicious losing these snake side guys. They're just getting diced out here.
Yeah, Vicious having a hard time. They've had some snake issues over here. Drew Templeton's played the snake pretty well for him. Brian Bortles had a couple good games, and Brian Bortles struggled yesterday, even though they played well. All right, so here all the way down is Timmy Probst, who's going to try to get a shot on that back center bunker. Oh, clips him, I think. No, still in there. Just 2 Vicious players left alive in dominant field position right now for Tampa Bay. Oh, Timmy finally getting a shot on the back center. And he's backed up by Rumsey El Yusuf, one of the most interesting names on the circuit.
Absolutely.
Rumsey coming off injury last year, and he looks pretty good so far.
Always like a little culture out there on the field. Absolutely.
Being with Fragile, that's got to be Italian, right? Fragile?
Fragile. Looks like Tampa's just rolling right now.
Yeah, they played well earlier on, and they have a lot of weapons on that team. Both sides of the field. I mean, you got Chad Bucer over on the Dorito side, who is, I think, one of the more creative players on the circuit. He's very aggressive, and I think that not having coaching on that Dorito side is really going to help him out. I think that they have some very strong snake players and some really good insert and utility players like Mike Carthy. Mike Carthy's a great shot. He's great at shooting lanes off the break. He can fill in. And I've been seeing him run around. He looks pretty fast, so he hasn't really lost a step. Timmy Probst is solid as well. I think Brian Smith is one of the top players in the game on a good day for him. So I think they have a lot of weapons, and they seem to be utilizing them properly.
Absolutely. I definitely think Tampa also has some underrated guys. Like you said, Chad, he's not really that flamboyant. Not a lot of people know about him, but he's an awesome player. And also, like you said, there's no more coaching on the Dorito side over there. So having a guy with some experience like Carthy and Chad that are instinctually aggressive are going to do a better job over there, especially against a team like Vicious, who's grown up playing X-ball with coaching the whole time. So I think that's going to be a factor for teams that have that experience and understand when to make that calculated risk when you don't have information coming from the sidelines.
How do you feel about that change?
I love it. I wish there was no coaching at all on the whole field.
Me too.
So I think sneakiness is one of the funnest parts of paintball. So I think they're headed in the right direction, and it definitely makes it more exciting. I mean, you get to see people now get bunkered in their backs, pants down, and it's a lot funner to watch and a lot more fun to do. So,
yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, I think if there was no coaching, it would be a much more exciting game.
All right, just about 12 seconds for the start of this next point, and Vicious needs to get something going here, especially on the snake side. I think that they played well yesterday. One of the big issues they had was just not being able to be consistent and aggressive over here on the snake side. Brian Bortle now digging all the way to the stand-up, and he ends up getting taken out. They end up getting out to the corner, though, and then aggressively pushing up on the Dorito side. So they got pretty good field position, and here goes trying to counter. It's Tampa Bay Damage into the snake, and it's Brown. He's going to try to come around this corner. And into the 50, Dorito is Vicious. And to the 50-yard line, snake is Tampa Bay. So both teams, and here comes big move by Tampa to try to bunker out. And he ends up trading out with the 50-yard line Dorito. So the Dorito side is pretty clear. Both teams have a player in the backfield. Here comes Zach Sherman moving up for Vicious.
3-on-3.
Yeah, it's 3-on-3 right now. Both teams, I think, better field position for Vicious right now.
Yeah, Tampa only has 2 left now, both at corners.
Dave Baines in the corner, and looks like Timmy Probst in the corner. Dave Baines out on the Dorito side corner. Big point for Vicious right here as they have the numerical advantage with the bodies.
Tampa dropping Dave out of the corner. That'll do it right there.
So here comes Vicious making this a 1-point match with 14:30 left on the clock.
Those are nice aggressive points right there.
You know, you're really starting to see that, and I think that talk to me about the other change they had. They didn't release the field layout until a week before advance, or a week in advance, and you could really see a slow start for all the teams in the beginning of the tournament as everyone was kind of feeling the tournament out, but the aggression is really ramped up.
Yeah, I don't know how I feel about that. I like either release the field or don't release it, but they release it a week ahead of time, so it definitely gives a upper hand to the teams that have the funding and the means to have a practice in that week before the tournament. So that's, pretty much every team did that. And always the tournament, or the field at the tournament, is a little bit different than the way you practice it, and those details will change the way you play from the beginning to the end of the tournament because you learn them.
So the score is now 2-1. 14:24 left on the clock.
And you can tell, I bet this game won't go to time. You can tell the way the teams are playing that one's going into the other and they're both playing aggressively to win. They're not playing not to lose. You might see a team go up and then start playing defensively, but at this point, both teams have an aggressive mentality, which I like.
Yeah, it makes for an entertaining game of paintball. That's what we want to see. It's kind of like, you're watching baseball. Even though I played baseball, so I can appreciate a long, drawn-out pitcher's duel, I'd much rather see people just going yard constantly and have it be 10-9 with a walk-off home run at the end.
Absolutely. You got to pitch to Pujols sometimes.
So we are here in Galveston, Texas. First event of the season for the PSP. And the weather gods have been kind to us. A little breezy. And a couple seconds before the start of this next point. All right, on the breakout right here on your screen for Vicious, Brian Bortle trying to make moves on the snake side of the field. And he advances to the stand-up can, rolling his gun. Let's see if he can actually make it into the snake. And you're looking right now on your screen at the little A, which I like to call the bunker of death. Everyone dying out of there wholesale pretty much all weekend long.
Yeah,
Why is that, Alex?
I can't stand that bunker.
No one can, it seems like.
Yeah, we stopped going there entirely. We just skip over it.
And here we go, Brian Bortle making it into this 50-yard line snake. There it is, bunker of death right there. Brian Bortle all the way past. Timmy Probst trying to get a shot on Timmy Probst in that little A.
Oh, he's hitting the goggles in the back center.
Oh, back center. Mike Carthy getting shot. Also, they're losing their Dorito, and here comes Vicious. They're going to tie this up. Well, we'll see. They still have 5 bodies left alive, and Brian Bortle in really good position right now as he's looking for a move. Going to wrap around, get a shot on the back corner, and it's just Timmy Probst left, and he is going to get bunkered out of there. Nice job by Brian Bortle stepping it up over here for Vicious on the snake side of the field.
That's what Vicious needs right now. Going to tie it up here. Looks like Tampa's been holding up, wanting to get those shooters rolling off the break and not taking the outside spots over here on the snake side. It worked the first couple points because they were shooting the Vicious guys, but if they don't get that kill, then the Vicious has the outside and the guy's stuck in the bumper of death.
It really is.
It's really tough to get out of there. Yeah, the way the angles are on that thing, it's just really tough to play. Even if you're shooting down the tape, the guy in the center can the trajectory of the ball is just lob right in over the angles of the corner there.
I just see a lot of guys in there just get dinked out. I have no idea where they got shot from, or they're trying to gunfight out of there and you just get blown away. It's really been a tough position for a lot of people to play. And another thing too is I think it has to do with positioning, but it's a new bunker shape, and I think that you get so used to playing these different types of bunkers, and all of a sudden you get one of these new ones, and just you've spent hours and hours and hours and hours playing a stand-up can or playing a little temple, and all of a sudden you got this new one, and your body's like, what is this?
Yeah, I actually like the new bunker.
I like it too. I don't know if it's just the spot it's in or.
I like a bunker that's like that. That's tough for a back guy to live in.
Mm-hmm. Of course you do. You're a front snake guy. How do you like the snake?
It's pretty good. I mean, most of the times when we get in it, the game is already settled in, and you're either, going in there to take a guy down, or your team is up on bodies enough to where it doesn't really matter if you're in there or not. I haven't really shot very many people from there. Just get in there, and usually the support guys are shooting the guys that are shooting at me. So it's more of just, I think, a thorn to be in there a lot of the time. And, and also I don't think playing against a team that has a snake, as long as you know he's in there, he really can't do that much damage to you.
Yeah, and also talk to me about the aggression you guys have kind of brought out here. It's got about 20 seconds left, but I think that, walking this field and seeing it be played, all of a sudden you guys are running around all over the place, whereas it would have been pretty easy to be like, well, let's play a little more conservative and go to these back spots. But you guys didn't do that at all.
That's just the way we like to play, man. I mean, unless you have to play that conservative ball, we're going to come at you.
All right, here we go on the breakout. And Vicious streaking out again. Brian Bortle and Parker both able to get in alive, it looks like, and they're doubling up that back center. Oh, they lose. Vicious loses their player on the Dorito side of the field, though, so they have 4 bodies left alive, but they're all stuck in the center of the field. Now trying to break out wide, able to make it. Nice bump by Zach Sherman over there, I think that was. And yeah, he's still alive. And then right now, Tampa Bay, they've lost a couple bodies as well. Chad Boucher is still alive on the Dorito side. Oh, Brian Bortle gets shot out of that bunker. Brian's hit or miss right now. Brian will have a point where he'll come down and shoot everyone like that last one, and then just also having a hard time getting out alive on the snake side of the field.
Tampa up a body pressing here.
Yeah, into that 50-yard line Dorito. They don't have much penetration over here on the snake side of the field. They are in the back spot. Oh, I'm sorry. They do have a 50-yard line snake. Brown is just getting really small in there, and he's blocked out by my.
He's done a good job running there off the break. Oh, Tampa losing their snake corner guy. It looks like another 3-on-3. Big point right here, tied 2-2. It's a 3-on-3, so you definitely don't want to make the mistake here.
Yeah, Brown's playing smart in here. He's could get up, but he doesn't have anybody behind him. So, what would you do in his position?
I mean, right now it's tied 2-2. You definitely don't want to make the mistake. You got a guy in front of you in the corner. You have field position, but
no one behind you.
But Vicious losing the back center guy. So that's a big break here.
Yeah, that's going to free him up a little bit.
That's going to free Dave Baines in the back center here to insert somewhere. Vicious losing another guy. 3-on-1.
Just one Vicious player left in the back corner here. And Tampa not quick to take advantage of this 3-on-1. I don't think they know the body count right now. I know that's something that I think that the more experienced teams that are used to playing without coaching, the communication is going to come in a big play. I see no communication essentially out there. No one's talking to each other.
Yeah, and that's one thing we try to emphasize. Our guys are just talking to each other, trying to get that communication rolling like in old school paintball or in 7-man, and that definitely makes a difference.
Here comes Dave Baines and Brown.
That'll do it.
And that is going to do it.
And picking up guys like Dave and Tyler who are experienced.
And loud.
Yeah, and loud, and communicating in different formats of paintball are definitely going to help you here.
Also, I think it's been interesting to watch you guys play, especially that last game against the Ironman. There were a number of points where it really looked like you guys weren't going to win the point, where it was 3-on-5 or 2-on-4 or something, and all of a sudden somebody would pull something out, and you guys would end up winning that point.
Yeah, I mean, that's just tenacity and gumption. We just, know if our guys are digging in hard and playing as hard as we can, there's always a chance, even if it's, 1-on-3 or whatever. And, if you believe in yourself and your head's on a swivel, you have a chance to pull those out, especially over on the Dorito side where there's no coaching over there. I saw a couple games where literally the guy's spidey sense saved his life. The coach didn't tell him he was coming. It was just that instinct. And It popped out just at the right time to get that G, and that's enough to turn a point around sometimes. That's what happened to us. So, yeah, just that experience and that tenacity. You have guys like Ryan and Oliver and Yosh who have been in that situation so many times. They're just masters of that. They don't get uncomfortable. They almost, step it up a notch when that happens.
And that's kind of what I think is the difference. So, a lot of people out there are always trying to, elevate their paintball game. And what can I do? What can I do to get better? And I think that's you want to put yourself in as many of those, like, do drills. I mean, how many drills did we used to do back in the day? And I'm sure you guys still do those drills where you make it a 4-on-2, so you are constantly being put into that situation, and with that winning mentality, where it's not like, oh, it's 4-on-2, I'm supposed to lose this point. No, it's 4-on-2, I'm gonna try to pull it out every single time.
Yeah, actually, we did some 3-on-5s before this tournament, trying to get that idea going. About 20
and also,
seconds.
you're supposed to lose those points. It's like kind of, I remember being in those situations, and I always felt kind of liberated when it was like 2-on-6 or like some crazy thing was happening, because I'm technically supposed to die. So whatever, there's no lose in that.
Yeah, there's not too much pressure on you, but if you pull it out, you're the man.
Yeah, exactly. All right, here we go. Let's check out the breakout. You're looking at Vicious right here, trying to get out wide. Lots of guns up. And definitely really aggressive on that Dorito side. I mean, he only went to the 30 Dorito, but he was running and gunning and stopping in the open on his way out there.
3 quick.
And able to get a G. Actually, they got 2 Gs off the break, 2 kills. And here comes Vicious. Oh, but he gets shot, trying to play a little bit too, he's got a little greedy over there. Now here comes El Yusuf.
Oh.
Nice job by El Yusuf, and he gets taken out.
Man, El Yusuf having a game right here.
Yeah, El Yusuf just feasted over here on the snake side.
I mean, it looked like 2-on-5 really quick there, and El Yusuf just came around here with reckless abandon and just manhandled.
And now he's just screaming down the side of the field. And he's going to get taken out by Brock. And Rumsey, I don't know, is he gunned down? I'm not exactly sure.
It's
but
like
then
a 1-on-1.
Brock getting taken out, so it's a 1-on-1 right now. I mean, yeah, Rumsey, we got, I think, 3 kills, 2 kills.
I mean, he definitely blew it open. That was a point that Vicious should have won very easily.
And now we got a 1-on-1. That's Timmy Probst. And I think that's Zach Sherman for Vicious.
Yeah, I'm not quite sure why he picked that bunker to go to.
That's a terrible bunker to be in for a 1-on-1.
I mean, both the guys are in the 2 smallest bunkers on the field. Timmy looks like he's just slaughtering
obliterating paint.
Yeah. He's got lemonade coming out of his barrel.
And not really wanting to clean it either. That's the worst feeling in the world.
I mean, maybe you can curve one in on him, though. I mean, literally, maybe 1 out of every 30 balls he shoots even hits the guy's bunker.
Yeah. He's just fishtailing bunkers into the parking lot, into the stands. Just throwing knuckleballs at the guy.
He's still loading, just like nothing's wrong.
Yeah. I think that was his last pod, too.
I mean, Timmy's a smart player, though. He's gonna chill here. He's gonna run the clock.
Timmy's a veteran, man. He's been around for a long time. Vicious player calling for his coaches to yell to him about some information about where Timmy is. At least he got to a better bunker than that little baby cake he was playing over there.
I mean, just based on the paint situation, I'm going to be surprised if Timmy wins this. Yeah, he's getting some information from the sidelines telling him to just play it cool, run the clock. So look for this to last a little bit. The Vicious guy's got to know, though, that he's got the ball here. He's got to make the move to win it.
Yeah, he definitely has the ball, and I don't know if he can. You know, sometimes when you're gunfighting a guy, you can kind of tell he's blowing a bunch of paint up because he's not coming anywhere near you. So tense moments right now, 1-on-1 situation. Oh, head checked away from that one. Now I'm guessing the Vicious player's got to be low on paint too, or he'd probably be engaging a little bit.
This looks like the Vicious guy has dominance now.
Yeah, and he wants to move.
We need the Jeopardy song during this.
There he goes.
Oh, he's in my favorite bunker. Oh, Timmy shot him.
Oh, and he gets shot out of the bunker of death.
Man.
The bunker of death.
I mean, maybe the broken paint helped him curve one in there, man. You know, that happens sometimes.
It does happen.
Get a little curveball. Nice job, Timmy. Props to you. No pun intended.
So, The score is going to be 4-2 right now. With got about 2 minutes to go before the start of this next point. 6 minutes and 19 seconds left to play. So Vicious needs to get something going here. And they looked pretty good. They don't look bad at all, honestly. They don't look bad.
No, they don't. I mean, if you ask me, that was a really big point right there. I think that was the point that's going to make a difference in the match. I think now that was a point Vicious should have won. They were up on bodies, came down to a one-on-one, and Timmy pulled it off, and that's just experience right there. And that's the type of swing point that you need to win the match. I mean, just think about it. It's either 4-2 or 3-3 with 6:19 to go. I would look for Tampa probably to do a more conservative breakout here and try to start whittling away at that time.
Yep. Which they're good at. When they want to just sit there and shoot their guns, they're pretty good at that. And Tampa's still waiting 2 more players to come out. Penalties really, except for that first major against Vicious, haven't really played too much of an issue. And we got timeout called. I think probably timeout called by Tampa because they have yet to put another player out. Field that 5th guy. Like. This might be good for Vicious though. Yeah, so Damage calling that timeout.
Well, it's definitely exciting. It looks like Vicious is going to have to come with something here.
If you were Vicious, what sort of breakout would you come out with?
Well, it looks like the Tampa guys are really banking on having a lot of shooters in the back center. So I would definitely try to pressure those guys and at least try to take something out here on the Snake side.
What's been working for you guys? Because you guys have been running and gunning all over the place. Are you putting paint back at the shooters or just kind of leaving it up to that guy to put paint back at the shooter himself? Or
honestly, what's been working is staying out of that one bunker you were talking about, the little
A?
Yeah, 3-sided little A bunker, the new bunker. And that was one thing we were doing yesterday, that guy was just kind of getting stuck in there. And if he didn't get shot, he was just kind of out of the game. So, you know, we took that guy and decided to risk him a little bit more. We didn't lose him sometimes, but, you know, it's definitely more dominant having 2 guys out here on the Snake tape, you know, pushing. And it just seems like in a lot of situations we're all just rolling the guns together, getting in our spots, teaming up on guys and just working together, moving down the field. And the G's are coming. I mean, you know, it's not like a lot of the points are long drawn out, you know, points where we're battling. You know, it's either we're up quick and we put the dagger in, or, you know, we get down a couple bodies and our guys try to hold on.
Mm-hmm. Oh, got to keep that dagger sharp.
You know it.
All right, so 30 seconds to go. Vicious getting it up. Vicious has done, I think, a pretty good job of mentally trying to stay in the game. They had a tough season last year. They took you guys out of the World Cup last year. That was a victory for them.
Yep.
Heading into the off season.
Yeah, I mean, you're gonna start gaining that experience and doing well with the more time you spend playing pro. So yeah, look for them to get just only better.
All right, here we go on the breakout. Tampa Bay Damage streaking out to the back corner bunker on the Snake side of the field, doubling up that back center and then moving up into the center pretty far. So that's a new look. But he ends up getting taken out, but he takes out Brian Bortle. So Brian Bortle trading out. Look, that was Holiday.
Vicious losing 2 guys. It's now 4-on-3. Tampa has the advantage.
And Chad's trying to get out on that Dorito side. Oh, and they lose Brown trying to get up on the Snake side of the field, and then immediately getting out is Smith, but then Smith looks like he got shot as well. So all of a sudden, what it looked like was a point that was going to go towards Tampa Bay is now advantage Vicious, as they have 3 bodies.
This is what you paid Dave Baines for right here.
Dave Baines, big move out to the corner, and he makes it in alive. This is what you paid Dave Baines for. Yeah, Dave Baines, one of the best free agents in the game.
It's definitely a mercenary. He doesn't like you. He doesn't like your team. But he plays hard for that sweet, sweet money.
They played good for you guys for a couple years.
Oh, yeah. No, Dave played on our 7-man team for a year. And, yeah, he's a great player. We won the championship in a few tournaments. And I've known him for a long time. He's a good friend of mine.
Dave rolling his gun down this tape.
His family makes great Indian food. If you live in Northern California, go check out his field up there.
So Vicious with 3 bodies still alive, trying to move into this cross that Tampa Bay Damage has. And Brock now moving back. You're looking at Brock Jolliffe right now. He's rolling his gun towards Dave Baines. 4 minutes and 10 seconds left, and Vicious is, I was going to say, they need to get moving. You know, this Vicious player is now moved into Snake 4, and he's gunned up like he's going to get run down. And he has a back guy. I don't know why he's doing that right now. So Vicious has
this just looks like an experience here. Like, you know, Brock needs to get up behind him, work on the guy across the field, and exploit their advantage. It kind of looks like these guys are just, you know, playing individually, looking for a firefight. I wouldn't be surprised if Tampa wins this point, even though they're down bodies.
Yeah, and as time continues to tick off, and this is a huge point for Vicious. If they're able to get this win, or this 1 point, we got ourselves a 1-point match, but they need to do that with enough time to tie it up. Whereas if this point goes long and Damage ends up getting the point, and that's pretty much the nail in the coffin.
There we go. Now Brock's starting to get the idea. He's working on the right guy now.
Dave Baines trying to get a shot. Thought he had one in, and Brock
bounced him.
Yeah, and right now 2 minutes and 45 seconds left, and this is when that time really plays an issue, and we've seen this so many times this event so far. And now Brock moving up into the Snake, trying to get that crossfield shot in the back corner on the Dorito side of the field.
That's when you have to improvise and make a move here.
Yeah, you got to make something happen.
Time's ticking away. You got to make it happen.
Because not only, if you lose this point, now you're really in the hole. So the quicker, ultimately, even if you lose the point, the quicker you lose the point, the better that it is for the team.
Yeah, I mean, they have to win the point right now.
Yeah.
There's 2 minutes left. They're down 2 points.
Tampa's doing a real good job of just crossing it up and not getting greedy on that gunfight.
I mean, there's so many moves. There you go. Now you're thinking.
And he's trying to get that shot. It's just wish he had done. He's now he's laying down on his stomach. And you know, the Dorito side as well. There's a guy in the 50-yard line, Dorito, and he hasn't done anything over there for a minute and a half, 2 minutes now.
Yeah, I mean, it seems like Vicious is waiting for Tampa to make a move, and they're just not going to. So.
Yeah, but you have to know in this situation, they're not going to make a move. They're going to sit in those back bunkers.
There we go. About time.
Looks like he might have made it in. And yeah, Vicious player ends up getting taken out. So it's just Brock over here, and Vicious just isn't going to have enough time. Unless they're able to get a shot in right now. And now here it goes, Chad Boussaert trying to make a move. He trades out with them. So we got ourselves a 1-on-1 situation with 1 minute left. Brock sees that, looks at the time. He knows what he's faced with, but
Brock versus Dave. I think these are probably 2 of the heaviest guys on the pro circuit right now.
Heavyweight challenge right now.
Heavyweight bout. Dave knows what to do here. It's going to be
yeah, just stay in your bunker and trade out with him when he comes to get you. He's right by the crowd, so he's going to know when he comes. So this is a really bad spot for Brock. But Brock's battling out right now. He's trying to do all he can. And a penalty. I think that was a major penalty, and that's within the 90 seconds. So that's just going to negate it regardless. And that's pretty much curtains for Vicious here in this match.
Yeah, that ought to do it. Nice game by Tampa. Dave coming through big there in the end.
Very, very solid performance by Tampa Bay, and like you said, that's why you pay Dave Baines.
Bastard.
Earning his money right there.
Yeah, and that's a swing. He's not on the Russians anymore. I think that might help the Russians a little bit because they only have 2 American guys now. They can communicate better in Russian. They get some of their young Russian kids in the mix.
Yeah, well, I mean, they haven't played the best paintball I've seen them play this event. So we got about a minute and 17 seconds before the start of what's going to be the last point. And with 20 seconds left, the score 5-2 is no chance that Vicious has to win this match.
Nope, and they have a 2-minute major.
Which puts Vicious at 2-2. And it's going to be interesting to see the last couple games of the day, kind of how things break down.
So yeah, it really could be anybody from that bracket. It looks like this will solidify Tampa's spot in, and that leaves room for one other team. So it's going to be a bloodbath.
Absolutely. I think that, I don't know, who do you like out of that division?
I mean, I think there's definitely a lot of young teams you have to watch out for, like Vicious, Aftershock, and then you have Infamous, who's tried and true, who are always going to be a tough game, and if they're hot, they're really tough to beat. And also, those are our boys from Southern California, so it'd definitely be a grudge match if we played them. And then definitely Tampa, probably they were expected to come out number 1 out of that bracket. They're the strongest team in there, and they looks like they're going to do that. So Tampa and one other.
So here we go. We are 20 seconds away from a Tampa Bay victory. Vicious starting with 4 guys, and Tampa losing a body off the break. And just running and gunning down the Dorito side of the field, and here comes Vicious. I'll give them their props. They're trying to
another penalty,
trying to make something happen, but a little bit too much, and it's going to blow it. And they're just going to burn the rest of that time off. So congratulations to Tampa Bay Damage as they have a masterful game against Vicious. Vicious, who have stepped their game up this event from last year, so they definitely should not hang their heads. And that puts them at 2-2. We'll see how things break down. So I'm Matty Marshall, and I'm up here with Alex Frazee. Team Dynasty playing awesome this event. We're here in Galveston, Texas for the first event of the 2011 season. See you in just a bit.